Ryan Ferguson and his father, Bill, are the subjects of the new documentary, Dream Killer, and they join us today. Thank you both for being here. It was such an amazing story, so upsetting on so many levels about injustice, in your case, 10 years locked away for something you never did, and the love of a father. Bill, you knew your son was innocent, and you were determined to get him out of there. And I'm just, as a parent, I'm so moved by you in particular, because everybody else pretty much had given up on this young man. And it takes a lot. You know, you say in the film, Ryan, that you spent basically your adult life up to that point locked up from the ages of 19 to 29. That's your entire adult life. What was it like on a daily basis to be in prison?
It's frightening. Every day is incredibly scary, and knowing that your family is out there worried about you, it puts even more pressure on you. And I lost faith in people. I lost faith in our legal system, society in general. So it was rough. And then from there, I was like rock bottom. Fortunately, I had an amazing family.
You have an amazing family, yeah. The lawyer, your lawyer, Kathleen Zellner, pointed out in the documentary that, Bill, you became obsessive about this case. She says that some people thought you had gone off the deep end, but that in her estimation, you were one of her biggest assets in the case because you studied every police report. You memorized them. You studied the crime scene. You even interviewed witnesses. You became, in essence, a detective. Where did your detective skills come from?
You know, it's difficult to say. We like going to movies, and I picked up a lot of that. But, you know...
Well, you paid attention. Yeah.
But I used to watch Perry Mason.
Oh, come on. Perry Mason, seriously? And you started to think, what would Perry do?
Yeah.
Really? Yeah. You developed an interviewing technique that was brilliant.
You had to have a way of verifying the truth. So I just did this figure eight. I'd always research people before I talked to them. So I know a lot about them. And then I would ask them questions that I knew the answer to, and I'd see if they would be consistent with their answers to the truth. And then I would make this full circle, half of the figure eight, and then I'd ask the question, same question, in a different way to see if they would be consistent. And if they did, then I knew that I had a truthful person. Then I could go on with my interview. But they had to do the figure eight first.
Brilliant, brilliant. Oh my God. And while your dad is doing his figure eight technique of interviewing people, he's also, along with your mom and other family members, really drumming up support for you around the country. There was even a car, a free Ryan Ferguson car that traveled around the country to raise public awareness. What did that mean to you, that support?
It meant everything to me. Like I said, you know, in my darkest days, I had lost all faith, all hope, more or less. And the only thing that kept me going was my family initially. And without them, I can definitely say that I would not have survived 100%.
You're sure of that?
I would have lost myself.
But now, yeah, now you've been out for almost 2 years.
Yeah.
What has the adjustment... What has that adjustment been like for you?
It's hard to explain, but it was just so much more difficult than I would have expected. Everyone that I knew had moved on. I went in as a 19-year-old. I come out as an adult, a 30-year-old, essentially.
But in your head, were you still the 19-year-old?
I was, yeah. I mean, that's where I'm at. Even now, I feel like I'm in my early 20s, or maybe even still 19. I don't know. And I realized... You
said something to our producer that I thought was so interesting. You said that you think the stress is greater now than when you got out. I would think it would dissipate, but you're saying that it gets worse.
It does, and that's what's so frustrating is I don't understand it. I'm not the same person that I was, and I can't figure out how to get back there, and it's really frustrating. And
has the state ever offered you an opportunity to get some therapy?
No, it's unfortunate, but the state has offered nothing, not even an apology. And yeah, and what's sad is you see in these cases where a person is exonerated, they're proven innocent, they get no help from the state, zero. Then no apology, in most cases, nothing. And if a person is convicted of a crime and they do their time and they get out and they're actually felons or whatever it might be, then they get state support, they get funding, they get help. And
you get?
Nothing.
Nothing.
I am a forgiving person, but they will not take responsibility for what they've done. And I forgive Erickson, I forgive Jerry Trump. He was taken advantage of too. He was victimized by
the man who asked for your forgiveness, yeah.
Yes.
But it's the system now that you find at fault. And we're going to talk more about that.
Great.
We'll take a quick break. We'll be back with much more.